because I think this will be new for the college admission. So how would they treat these type of students? They are unsure themselves.
We don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
And they are responding to certain kinds of things already, saying they won't accept this, they won't accept that. It's not just this, but they've already started to respond, not to credit flexibility in that model, but to questions of alternative credit. Online courses. There's a list of programs that the NCAA right now is saying we will not accept, so we've got to be very careful. If there's an athlete, for example, we do use BYU as an online process, and those credits are valid, and it's not that the courses are poor, but there's a model that there's some folks have taken advantage and inappropriately used some of these alternative methods to create eligibility for the NCAA if you're an athlete. Well, the NCAA's response back is there's certain programs that we're not going to touch, and the reason I want to touch is they want you can do this online course independently, and then we have to proctor a final exam from BYU. Well, how much communication and contact is there with an actual teacher in the process? Well, that's not necessarily a problem, except how do they know who did the work? How do they know? So from an NCAA perspective, somebody else could have been doing all this work for this athlete. Did they take the final, or did someone else? You know, there's problems that have happened, and so there's been a push, which isn't bad, because that means that there's a quality control being placed on the proliferation of all of these online. So anybody could just open up tomorrow and create an online. You know, they're tightening, and colleges are pressuring in the reverse direction to tighten. So there's a lot to follow on this, and the more open this whole process of how do you get an education and all this online and other stuff, it's an issue, and it's gonna create tightening. We're facing it. How do you determine eligibility for a high school athlete? You're supposed to be passing 2.5 credits of coursework at a particular grade period, and if you're passing 2.5 credits of coursework, then that gives you eligibility. Well, if you're doing credit flex, how do I determine if you're passing at that midpoint? How do I know? It's creating lots of challenges. I'll just simply say that. And those aren't the things that the inventors of the idea, they didn't think about all the other pieces and parts that have to work within school structures and other laws. So now we have to figure that out. And we will. We will. To the benefit of kids, which is what we're always going to try to do.